Hey guys, just Action of Violence here. We're going on UFC 288, I believe now. Let's get right into it. Uh, so yeah, we had Invicta today. No point in me talking about that because again, there's a lot of things with women's MMA that you can go on for about an hour talking about a fight, but you still won't become any closer to your predictions. So I'm just gonna do what my gut tells me on these fights, and we're gonna go from there. The plays have already been posted, so yeah, there's only one pick I'm kind of confident in, and then the rest of them are, you know, well, if there's one other one I'm semi-confident in, and the rest of them are crapshoots. So, but yeah, let's go for a good card. Anyways, we got UFC 288. Not a 1SC. Oh my jeez. This is a fun one. We got Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm very excited for this fight, but let's start off with Daniel Santos versus Johnny Munoz Jr. So we got Daniel Santos. He's a really, really uh dangerous and consistent striker who's always going to be in your face. The problem with him is he's very hittable. Um, Not very hittable, but he's hittable. And if guys with big power crack him, he could go out. But he shows a lot of good resolve. Like in his last fight with Sexy Mexi, he came out really, really, really hard, and did really well. I really liked his performance in that fight. Yeah, he got dropped a few times, but the way he just was cool as a cucumber under pressure, it just showed to me that I think this guy has a bright future. I think he is very, very dangerous. I think Johnny Munoz, on the other hand, can be very dangerous. But I think he's just outmatched here. Other than the reach and the jab, I would say he's pretty outmatched here. I just like Santos here. I think he's either going to find a finish in the later rounds or win a unanimous decision. Pretty confident in Santos. Obviously, Johnny Munoz could surprise me, but I'm gonna go with Santos. He's shoot to box guy. Trains with Charles DeBronx. He kind of fights like him too. Um, yeah, I'm going with Daniel Santos here. And pretty confident as well. Moving on, we have Joseph Holmes versus Claudio Ribeiro. Uh, the thing with this fight is it's a crapshoot. Claudio Ribeiro is not a good fighter. He is very, very reckless. He does some right things on the feet, like he can throw calf kicks, and um, he's very dangerous with his power and his hooks. The thing about Claudio Ribeiro is he leaves himself so overextended for counters. He leaves himself so open for big shots because his chin's so hittable, because he's just so overextended that for this fight, you kind of are in a loss because Joseph Holmes has to be one of the most, like, one of the weakest guys on the roster as far as, like, I don't think he would do well against guys who like Al Hassan and see, like, Ribeiro might be one of those guys who just hit really hard and you just can't handle it when you're not that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be gentle here with my words. I don't want to offend Mr. Holmes, but also at the same time, I want to encourage him to, I don't know, like learn how to, grit down more. If that's the best way I could say it. I think Ribeiro can grit down, but at the same time, his cardio isn't great. If I could give the grappling, I'd give it to Holmes. Holmes doesn't have great wrestling, but his jiu-jitsu's all right, and his back controls. I like his back attacks. I could see him sobbing Ribeiro after Ribeiro wears himself out in round one. So there's a lot of things in this fight that could happen. So I'm leaning Ribeiro, but I'm not confident at all. Probably one of my lowest confident predictions on the card, if not the most. I like also Holmes live bet past round one. So just be careful with this fight and be vigilant for good spots you see, if any. Anyways, guys, let's move on from that. We got Rafael Estevam versus Zhumagulov. Yeah. Um. So Zalgas has come off a interesting run in the UFC. Well, let's just say the least, he's been robbed a few times. The Johnson one was probably the worst. I cashed from that, so thank you, judges, for once. But to be honest, I, 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 I'm really not sold on Zalgas here, and I'm also not sold on Estevam because I think Zalgas is gonna win, but at the same time, Estevam could be so wild he could catch Zalgas because he's never been KO'd a bunch of times, but he's still a liability. 14-8, still a liability. So I'm picking Zalgas here because Rafael has only showed his wrestling, and you can't out wrestle Zalgas. So I don't know what you're gonna do if you can't out wrestle Zalgas. Um, yeah. I'm thinking Zalgas by decision because Rafael's gonna wear himself out and play bottom for the last 2 rounds. I guess but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. This could be a weird fight. Don't 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 put too much into this fight. It's the best thing I can say. There's the first these last two. I like the first fight. These two aren't my favorite. I would kind of stay clear from this one. Yeah. Next up, we got Ikram Aliskerov versus Phil Hawes. So Phil Hawes is coming off of a weird fight where he got his knee injured. um. Uh, Because on the feet, I like Hawes better, and his takedown defense with those big old legs is gonna be good. I don't know. This is a live betting spot for sure. This is also a spot that I'm a little confused about. Because at the same time, if Phil Hawes gets taken down, it's done. It's not done, but I see Ikram winning this fight if he can get takedowns easily. But getting him down is going to be a problem, I find, because Ikram isn't exactly the most great. Like against Dagestanis against American wrestlers always seem to have issues. I think American wrestlers seem to usually win. Yeah, I'm looking here. I'm like the notes. I gotta go with I gotta go with Ikram, but I'm not as confident as I once was. Like I have some money to put on him. I really wish I didn't, but I'm gonna have to look for arbitrage spots here because I'm not really feeling either side. So this was when the odds came out, I thought, oh yeah, Ikram for sure, but then I thought more about it and was like, yeah, maybe I'm not so sure about this fight. Um, yeah, and for that reason, I'm gonna just stick with Ikram, but man, Phil Hawes could definitely win this fight. I'm gonna look closer at weigh-ins and see the difference, and yeah. All right, guys, moving on though. We got Parker Porter versus Braxton Smith. Well, if Smith touches Porter, if there's a good chance Porter goes out in the first round. Um, but at the same time, if that first round goes by, I see Braxton Smith gassing out and losing either by second round stoppage or I could see him getting just getting outworked for the last 2 rounds. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Parker Porter here. Not confident, but I'm decently confident. I think he'll be able to survive round one because of how sloppy Braxton is on the feet. He hasn't fought in I don't know how long. Like when was the last time this man has fought? I honestly Ja'Cory Savage. See, he knocked out Ja'Cory Savage, which is a pretty wait. Okay. So like if you can knock out Ja'Cory Savage, that's a pretty good win in my opinion. I don't know. I like Porter here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Smith sleeps him because he's got some power. Moving on, we got Marina Rodriguez versus Verna Jandiroba. I don't like Verna here. I think Verna's gonna. I mean, if she could exploit Marina's weakness of being a bit of a brick on her when she gets to her back, but I think Verna is going to run into some problems with the takedown defense and the striking of Marina. I think Marina is just going to be too good on the feet for her. Um, I think she's going to outvolume her and just do enough to where the judges see it for her. This could be a robbery or it could be a Verna fight. Again, it's women's MMA. You don't want to put too much into it. But I'm gonna trust in Marina here. I think she's a really technical fighter, and I think she's gonna be able to out technique Verna in this spot. But if she does get taken down with ease, this could be a live betting spot as well. So yeah, guys, be vigilant with this fight as well. Moving on, we got Chaos Williams versus Rolando Bedoya. Bedoya, he is out of shoot the box. I don't like his style. I really don't like his style. I you know, it's okay, but like we haven't really got to see much out of him. He's facing not the greatest of guys, and unless you're gonna, I don't know what you're gonna do with Chaos, but I think Chaos sleeps him around one. That's my personal opinion. I don't think this is much of a spot for Bedoya here. I don't think Bedoya is gonna do that well. Um, could be totally wrong. He could have the performance of his life, but I'm gonna go with Williams here. I think Williams he's seen it all. He's fought Matt Semmelsberger, guys who with technique and really deadly punching power. So I think he'll be okay here unless he gets caught. Anyone can get caught, but I thought he should be 3-0 right now. He beat Randy Brown. The only loss he's had, in my opinion, was Michelle Pereira. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Chaos here. I just think he's so dangerous. You gotta ride with Chaos. But he's just this is another spot where it could get sticky because he could just get outpointed. So I'm gonna go with Chaos though. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Moving on, we got Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Devin Clark. Kennedy is definitely gonna be a lot for he's gonna be a lot for Clark to deal with. I think Clark is gonna be effective if he can get him down. Um, but I just don't see that happening. At least not too many times because Kennedy's cardio is actually pretty good, and he can work back up, and he can make you work hard. And when he has you working hard, he can punish you. If he gets on top of you, he can end the fight. And I'm leaning Kennedy because he showed me more good things out of him. Clark's last fight was probably his best fight. But even then, I hate watching him fight. Like it's so ugly and forced everything. But I'm gonna go with Kennedy here. I think by round two finish or unanimously. I just think he's too big and he's with a good team. I trust Kennedy here. But yeah, again, things could go wrong. Clark could have another great performance, so don't put too much of your stock into Kennedy. Just be aware that this should be a good fight for him. Moving on, probably the fight of the night coming up. We got Drew Dober um versus Matt Frevola. Matt Frevola is looking pretty good, given he's faced guys who aren't the greatest. Genaro Valdez, uh, Otman Azaitar. There's not much you could take from that. But what you can take from that is uh, you can take the fact that he is getting confident, and confident is all you need to be against Drew Dober in that first round because Dober tends to, you know, needs to get hit to get woken up. And I think Frevola is the man to, if Drew Dober's ever been KO'd, I think Frevola is definitely the guy to do it. But maybe. or just maybe, which is a pretty high possibility, Dober's not going to get KO'd in that first round, and he just sparked Frevola. And it also depends in round two or late round one. I think Dober's going to win this fight. But at the same time, Frevola, if he wrestles, he could make this a lot easier on himself. So I don't know. It's a weird one. I love this fight, but I'm not going to be betting on it. That's for sure. If anything, the over, just because of the odds. But yeah, guys, I'm on Dober here. Um, should be a fun fight though. I'm mostly gonna be sitting back and watching this one with popcorn. Um, anyways, guys, moving on. We got Gracie versus Charles Jourdain. Um, to be honest, I don't know. I think Jourdain could be the one to crack Kron's chin and put him down. Kron's so damn tough, so it's like I don't know. Kron isn't exactly a great wrestler. He's been in Montana just farming, doing his thing. I don't know what to make of this fight, to be honest. My brain tells me that Kron should win this fight by submission, but my heart telling me Jourdain's just gonna stay on the feet and out, just beat him up for 3 rounds, bloody 3 rounds. I'm gonna go with a slight lean on Kron Gracie, but my prediction could change come fight day. I'm gonna wait till the weigh-in, see how they both look. Moving on, we have Mozvar Evloev versus Diego Lopes. Now, this originally was supposed to be Bryce Mitchell, and it was going to be an easy prediction. Unfortunately for us, Diego Lopes steps in, which can make this a whole different fight. Yes, I still think Evloev wins, and I'm still just as confident. The only issue is Lopes is dangerous. If Lopes latches something up, if Lopes knocks out Evloev, a lot of people's money could go down the drain. So bet with caution with this fight. I really rate Lopes, but at the same time, I don't think he's at the level of Evloev. So I'm gonna go with Evloev by decision, but at the same time, I could see anything in this fight. I could see Evloev getting a finish, even though he doesn't finish sandwiches, let alone fights. Um, I'm gonna go with Lopes surviving the whole fight and going to a decision and proving his value in MMA and getting another fight. But yeah, I'm on Evloev here. I'm pretty comfortable with him by decision. Moving on, we got Xiao Yan versus Jessica Andrade. Andrade, she is a very, very deadly striker. For fighting, like she just hits so hard, hits like a man. You don't want to be on the opposite side of her punches. But that's all she really had. Like she incorporates some elbows and some kicks, but they're not that good. And the punches is all she really has. Like she can wrestle, she can do jiu-jitsu, and that could be a real big problem here. And it could be I could look like an idiot here, but my gut is telling me to trust the China Power. I think training at Alpha Male, having the good coaching, I think she'll be able to use a good wizard, use good anti wrestling, keep it on the feet, use her kicks, stay at range, and just outpoint Jessica Andrade for 3 rounds. I can see that completely, and that's what I kind of see happening. I'm gonna side with Yan here, as crazy as it sounds, um, but definitely be wary of Jessica Andrade's power. Um, I'm going on drive by TKO KO or Yan by decision. That's probably the best bet for this fight. But yeah, moving on. We have Bilal. Remember the name. Muhammad. Versus Gilbert Darino Burns. I really like this fight for all the reasons you guys like this fight. These two are consummate professionals taking the fights they need to prove their worth, to prove their shot at the belt. I am torn because my brain's telling me Burns, my heart's telling me Muhammad. I think Muhammad's wrestling is underrated, and I do think his pace is also underrated. But at the same time, if Burns can survive Hamzat and can't survive Bilal, I'll be really confused. So I'm gonna go with Burns here by unanimous decision. But at the same time, this fight could go 1,000 ways. So I'm gonna go with Burns here, but again, don't be surprised with a Bilal win. I always fade Bilal. Moving on, we have the main event of the evening. We have Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm torn with this fight. I think Sterling. A lot of people are telling me, including Demetrius Johnson, has told everyone that apparently Aljamain Sterling's a better grappler than Cejudo. So that does give me some worry. Um, I'm still gonna go with Cejudo, but I'm not as confident as I was. So I'm gonna lower my confidence down a bit. And I currently have him sitting right now at about 75% confidence. I'm gonna take that down a peg. I'm gonna put him down to 65% confidence. I know that's pretty substantial, but at the same time, and I think Evloev, I'm gonna move him up a little bit. I have him around the same as Cejudo, and that just wouldn't make sense. At least 5% more. At least. Anyways, guys, um, those are my picks. If I can give you guys my top 5 most confident, it would have to be number 1. Uh, who do I have? I'd have to say Daniel Santos is my most confident pick. Number 2, I'd have to say Evloev. Number 3, I'd have to say Williams, Chaos. Uh, Man, this is hard. I'd have to say Parker Porter. No, I can't even say Parker Porter. See, this card's a little difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go Marina Rodriguez, number 4. Damn, and Cejudo, number 5. Let's go. All right, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll catch you next time for what is it? What do we got this week? Cage Warriors. I don't know if I'm gonna do a Cage Warriors video because, to be honest, Cage Warriors. There's a lot of guys that I just don't care about. I just kind of gotta take note. And if I do care, I don't care about them now, but I will after I watch the fights. It's a weird card. A lot of guys that you can't get film on, and it's a really sus card. Anyways, guys, enough about that. Enjoy this UFC card, UFC 288. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. See ya.